speakers will be introduced by George Poulos, and Cynthia was the lady who had addressed us in relation to the library conducted with George as well. George.
It's my great pleasure to introduce Vicky Fraioli from Modesto in California, United States of America. Both of Vicky's maternal grandparents were from Italy. After studying at school around Modesto, she graduated at the University of California. She's worked with children with learning disabilities as a resource specialist in the public school system in California for 37 years. 2 years ago, she retired. She has a deep love for Catherian genealogy, and with a little help from many, many friends around the world, has constructed an enormous family tree for the Flenzos, Culiancianos and Alvieres family, as well as several other Catherian families from Modesto in California. One of the great moments, one of the funny moments of Gitarismos was the previous conference in Gitara, when she rolled out the family tree, standing up on a ladder, and it wouldn't actually roll down from ceiling to the floor. It rolled onto the floor. It was so big. It rolled from about a 16-foot ceiling right across the floor. So she's done a lot of work in genealogy. It is my great pleasure to introduce Vicky Fraioli to tell us about the Catherian Society of California.
Okay, so my grandparents were Maria Flenzos from Cristoforianica, and my grandfather was Yanis Alfieris from Potamos. They actually left Kitira pretty early, like in the early 1900s, and went to Egypt, Alexandria, Egypt. And first my grandfather came over in 1906, and about a year later, my grandmother, with 2 little ones in hand, came on a boat all by herself all the way to California. Came to New York first and then had to get on a train. Not speaking a word of English, and traveled all that way by herself, which, you know, we think is pretty courageous. I used to think that I didn't have any Catherian relatives, but as I've gotten through this journey of genealogy, I found that just about everybody in the northern part of the island.
I think most of you already heard my story from before. My family is from Atlantis, and I am also a part of the Catherian Society of California, and I'm here as a supporter with Vicky. So we'll tell you a little bit more about the society and the work that we do.
So, the Catherian Society of California was founded in 1950. The man up there, of course, is my papu. I'm very proud of my papu, John Alfieris. And they had this little booklet that had the Constitution, and I just took this little paragraph out, which says the objectives of the association are to promote and facilitate the fraternal interests of persons whose heritage originated from the island of Kythera, Greece, to promote social activities among its members, and to extend moral and material assistance to the needy residents. So here we are today. This is our Catherian Society members. Recording secretary on the left, Melissa Neofis-Mischak. She lives in Alameda. Corresponding secretary and webmaster, me. I live in Modesto, which is about an hour and a half away from her. The president and treasurer is Catherine Stathis, Alfira Stathis, my cousin. And she lives in Livermore, which is sort of in between Alameda and Modesto. Vice President Elaine Moulos lives in South San Francisco, and the videographer is another cousin of ours, Ted Zemanis, and he lives in further south of San Francisco. So we're all kind of spread out, as you can see. We don't actually have a whole lot of meetings where, as officers, we get together because we're so far apart. So we just usually do Skype meetings. So we'll say, okay, this time we're going to get on Skype, and we do most of our business over Skype. So our activities. Not a lot of them, but basically we have an annual luncheon celebrating the Panegyri of the Mirkifyotisa. We do whatever we can to contribute to the island, and you've kind of heard George talk about some of the things that we've been doing. We have one thing that we're very proud of is our annual scholarship awards, and we have a website which has, I think, really expanded our just being able to reach out to other people and have people find us through our website. So So I'm going to kind of take you through a typical Panagidi. So this is last year's Panagidi. We met at the Castro Valley Greek Orthodox Church. It's a smaller Greek community. The priest here is Father Michael Previs, and his wife happens to be of Kitherian descent. So we have an Arca Blessia there, and then afterwards in the church hall, we have our Panagidi luncheon. This year we had about 75 attendees, which is a really good amount of people to have. Normally, we get between 60 and 70 people usually. This year was a little bit larger. After we have lunch, we usually have a memorial for people that have passed in the last year. This year we had 3 members that passed. So this is Catherine, president up there. And also because Davi's passed away, we honored him and had a moment of silence for him as well. As I said, one of the things that we're most proud of is our scholarship. Anastasia Kondos was our president for many years, and she passed away in 2004, unfortunately, from cancer. And when she passed away, we established our Anastasia Kondos Scholarship. And we are very proud to say that all of these young people that you see, whoops, right here, sorry about that, have gotten scholarships. And over those years, we have given out $8,500 in scholarships. We're very proud of that. Our 2013 scholarship recipient was Cynthia's daughter.
Yay! This is my beautiful daughter, and she actually has a bachelor's degree already in French studies, and she is currently working on a master's in occupational therapy. One of the things that the scholarship fund does is it makes the children of Kitherians think about where they came from. So that is the big thesis that they need to write. They need to talk about what being Kitherian means to them. And for my daughter, she almost didn't apply because she said, gosh, I really don't know much. But I encouraged her and gave her a lot of information and books, and she did some research, and she did a little history of the island and a history of her family. And so that made her very interested in Kithera, and she is dying to get there. So she hasn't been there yet, but we're hoping once she gets her degree, she'll be able to go. And now that there's a soccer field on the island, that will encourage her more because she's also a soccer player and played for her college. So hopefully she'll go, and she loves to do community service, and maybe she'll do a girls' training while she's there. Okay, also, usually somebody has gone to the island. It's usually me. This last year, it was John Economos and Eve Caminos, and they each gave a little, they each spoke a little bit about, John spoke about how the economy is affecting people on the island, and Eve is, she gave a plea for money for Ios Theodoros to help with the renovation there, and as a result of her plea, we collected more than $200 for that. Okay, we also have an honorary Kitherian award that we give out each year. Oh, I'm not too far.
Yes.
Okay, so many of the people that come to our luncheons are not Kitherian. Many of our Kitherians marry non-Kitherians, and yet these people work very hard. And so we always have an honorary Kitherian award, and that just is just another good thing. Okay, we have an agora, which is a big hit. Whoever goes to Greece brings back some goodies, and everybody's always excited to get something because not many of us are able to go to Kitida very often, or even many of them have never actually been. So we have, as you can see, we have some of Dimitri Balsis's photos from I Love Kitida. We have the books. We have 1 year on Kitida there. We have some of Peter Bernays' books there, and little knickknacks, and everybody usually enjoys getting those. It's not a fundraiser, really. We don't make a lot of money because we just want to sell them and have everyone enjoy them. And then actually one of the things that we do make money from is our raffle. And members each bring 1 or 2 raffle prizes, and then we raffle things off. And we also have, sometimes we'll have an auction. This last year we had an auction, and one of our members is married to an artist, and he's done some paintings of scenes in Kikira, and we've auctioned those off in previous years too. So this is basically where we get our money from. You know, we have $30 in dues each year. And, you know, like I said, the luncheon we don't really make money from because basically it's just to cover the cost. So the money that we do make is from the raffle or the auctions. When we send out our reservation form, there are places on there where people can make donations. One is for memorial donations in memory of a loved one. They can make money and make a donation for scholarships. And two that we added just this year are the Municipal Library Fund and the Ayurveda Fund. So back in 1950, they had 57 charter members. 2014, we have 36 paid members. That's quite different from what you guys have here. As I said, the luncheon, this year we had, usually we have 60 to 70 people. This year we had 75. Our numbers may be few, but our contributions are mighty. That's what got my email said.